Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your November 2021 Tarot and Oracle card reading. So lots of powerful energy coming in for you, Scorpio, in the month of November. So let me see if I can organize all the messages that I was picking up on here. This month and December as well, I feel like November might be a bit more intense. I'm not sure. I feel like December is almost like this hidden door that I haven't uncovered yet. But November for you, Scorpio, what I heard was you're being prepared. So you're definitely in a major month of transformation. And I know you know that. And there's a lot coming towards you. But what I'm seeing is that for the month of November, you might find it a bit confusing because you can kind of sense that there's something coming, but there may not be anything really manifesting in the physical realm. Or it might be, but not to the degree that you're feeling it. And so what's happening is that this month is actually a month for you to prepare. So it's your energy is pretty much being purified is what I'm seeing. So, and I keep hearing the word Phoenix, and that's your sign, Scorpio. You're the Phoenix and you're rising. And right now you're going through the flames of transformation. I feel like in the year of 2022 is when you'll start to see that rise. That's when you'll start to see things really starting to form and build, and it'll just keep crescendoing for you. So it's going to be this ongoing process for the next few years for you, Scorpio, but it's all real good. The only thing is that right now, what I'm hearing is for you to take full advantage of the time that you have right now, because what I'm seeing is a lot of you are getting insights and downloads and a lot of messages into what it is that you need to heal still in order for you to really embody this rising Phoenix. And it's going to be some of the things that have been there for a very long time, like childhood stuff, things with our parents, things with, probably the biggest heartbreak we've ever had in our life. It's the heavy stuff. It's the deep stuff. But I'm not here to sugarcoat it for you. And I don't think you like it when things are sugarcoated for you anyways, Scorpio. So I think that it's going to be the heavy stuff that comes to the surface, but it needs to come to the surface because you need to really purge yourself of a lot of the things that come up for you. And you may also find that some of the things that are already existing currently in your life are no longer really serving you. And so it's going to take some time for you to really process that energy because you're a loyal sign, Scorpio. It takes a lot to push you to the edge. It really does. And I kind of feel like you're coming to that place again where there might be some people in your life that you're really starting to look at and feel that sense of this is just not going to work. I keep trying with them and I keep putting all this energy and effort into this and this is just not going to work. So this is about you stepping into your power. And I would say to take that slowly, because if you kind of push yourself a little too hard when it comes to stepping into your power, you may find that you act a bit impulsively, or you might regret the way you do something, or maybe saying something too soon, or maybe the way you say it. So having that temperance, that balance, and that control over all the different changes that are happening within you is going to serve you very well going into the future. So what I'm seeing is space things out in the right in the right time, like do things when they need to be done in the right time. Chase your inspirations, really play around with some of the creative ideas that are coming in for you. Some things may work. You may be really excited for them in the beginning and then they kind of fall flat a little bit later, but that's okay. Play around with it because something is going to work there. And what's going to help manifest a lot of the some of what's going to help manifest your abundance going into the next year and the couple years after that is that you give yourself permission to let go of old baggage. So if some of you have had experiences where, you are struggling with confidence or self-esteem, really feeling good about yourself or feeling empowered, anything like that, that is all going to come to the surface right now, but it's all happening for you. So this is a really important month for you to see into yourself on a very deep level, like almost at a core level. And what will happen is that through that transformational process, you are going to, I'm hearing the word enlightenment. So there may be some really strong awakening that happens within you these next 2 months. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared for an awakening. Be prepared for a lot of releasing and a lot of purging. You're growing through something right now. You're birthing something right now. And it's going to be a bit uncomfortable is what I'm hearing. So, but trust the process. Some things, I'm also seeing that some things you may be kind of talking yourself out of some things, as in the sense that, if you kind of sense that something's ending, you may start kind of like second guessing yourself or just telling yourself, oh no, that's not really going to happen. What am I thinking? No, some things are going to happen whether you like it or not, is what I'm saying. I think that, you can kind of resist it all you want. And I think the best way maybe to approach that is to just let things be. If we're still sometimes find ourselves kind of on the seesaw of back and forth on something, just let it sit there. At some point, you will come to a place of clarity as you go through this transformational process. So right now in the month of November, this month is a month of preparation. This month is a month of cleansing, clearing, clarity, and further awakening into our true authentic self, and to also step into our power, to no longer allow, I'm really getting the sense that there's some of us who have had a lot of people perhaps to, and as powerful and strong and courageous as we are, sometimes we tend to attract people that really rain on our parade, that really just, they're like wet blankets that come in and don't want to see us shine. So those kinds of characters or those memories or those energies may resurface, but they're all coming up for you to take a look at them so you can finally bid them goodbye, because that kind of energy is not really something that needs to come with you in this next stage of your life. So, so this month is all about preparation for your rising, Scorpio. Okay, so let's get into the cards here. I'm not doing the Celtic cross. I'm doing just a different spread. It's a bit more intuitive. And before I get started into the tarot cards, however, I'm just going to pick a theme card here for you, as I've been doing for every other sign. So what is... Here's your card. Courage. So that's your theme card, which is perfect because it's all about power, and it's all about living life on your terms. This is about claiming that. Like, this is so powerful. I'm surprised. I was thinking that the power card would come out, but courage also works here. So this is really about you honing in on your courage, and for having that. So courage, having the courage to shine, to be yourself, to come out of your shell. And I think that the reason this is uncomfortable, because Scorpio tends to like to be in the shadows a bit. We're not really always so comfortable being out in the open, kind of proclaiming our presence. We like to be the wallflowers. That's where we're comfortable. We like to be there. But yet at the same time, sometimes we kind of go into these slumps by complaining why no one notices us, So, so there's something here about, not holding ourselves back, and to be really bold in who we are, and doing this from a place of confidence. There could also be this sometimes when we kind of step into our power without really feeling like we're in our power, like without working through some of those previous issues or wounds, it can really set us back. So we can have like this burst of energy going forward, but then sometimes what happens is those wounds will start to surface because it will trigger them, like we'll start to do something or we'll attempt something that's really in alignment for us. But if we haven't worked through those wounds, it's going to trigger it. And then what's going to happen is we end up self-sabotaging a lot of our projects or a lot of our dreams, and then we tell ourselves that it wasn't meant for us, which is not true. I think that we're destined for greatness, and I think that whatever hunches or inklings that you have is right on point. It is on point, but the thing is that right now this is a really good time to, I'm hearing like nip something in the bud, like finally take care of whatever root cause keeps bringing up old wounds can finally be healed. So it no longer comes in the way. So this is about removing blockages. This is about removing those obstacles once and for all. So you can finally step into your power. And sometimes that's going to take some courage. It's going to ask you to be uncomfortable. It's going to ask you to do something you usually would not do, or say something a little bit more truthfully or honestly, but in a way that is still respectful and doesn't hurt people, but still at the same time helps you to stand in your power. So this is a month of honing in on that courage for you, Scorpio. This is the month for that, for coming out of your shell, coming out of that comfort zone. But then I would also say you don't need to rush this. It's okay if it takes some time. It really, really is. Whatever's meant for you will wait for you. I really don't like it. It really irritates me actually when I hear people kind of being rushed, like if you don't take this opportunity now, it's going to pass you by. No, I don't think so. I think that whatever is meant for you will wait for you because it's destined for you and it was meant for you. So take your time, as long as you're pursuing or you're working towards what it is that you truly want for your life. It will show up for you. It will. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time because we got to work through some things. But as you work through it, it will, that energy will eventually clear. So that's kind of what's going on for you this month, is the clearing of energy. And a lot of you are getting a lot of those messages or those insights into what it is that needs to be cleared. You're kind of tuning in. You're very intuitive this month. This is your month. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Scorpio. I got so into your reading that I completely forgot it's Scorpio season. Happy birthday to all my beautiful Scorpios out there. It's my birthday tomorrow, actually, as I'm doing this reading. So it's my birthday as well. I'm a Scorpio. If you can't tell. But yeah, this is a beautiful month for you, Scorpio. This is your month to shine. This is a month for you to even like step into that energy of what would it mean if I got to shine? What does that look like? What would I want? What do I want to manifest? And also being courageous and bold in your honesty. Telling the truth. What is it that you really want, and where am I compromising? And are you still willing to compromise? So maybe some of you are making some bold choices in the sense that I'm no longer willing to compromise this, and this is not what I want, and I want this now, and I'm just going to say it. So in whatever shape or form, you're pulling out that courage this month, and probably the next month as well, actually. And maybe even going forward, because I kind of feel like 2022 is going to be really powerful for you as well, Scorpio. So, okay, beautiful. Let's go into the tarot cards here. So it's coming up for Scorpio in the month of November here. Okay, what do we have coming up for Scorpio in the month of November 2021? Energies for Scorpio for the month of November 2021. Two of Water. Okay, so what I heard here is, Scorpio, you're starting to attract people that mirror you on a soul level. So that could be, it doesn't have to be relationships, but oftentimes Two of Water is the card of soulmates. It's the card of, divine counterparts. But a lot of times it could also be just attracting people who really... okay, so someone might come in here with a love offer, but someone who is very in tune or aligned with who you are at a core level. And for some of you, this could be just the energies that you're starting to attract. So another way that you could see this is that it doesn't necessarily have to already show up in the physical realm. But what they're showing me is that based off of what you're doing right now, based off of the trajectory that you're going right now, all the work that you're doing, all the healing and the visualizations and the manifestations, the things that are on your mind, where you're putting your energy, this is what you're attracting into your future. So it's okay if it doesn't show up right away. It's okay if it does not showing up in the 3D realm in our physical reality right away, like, oh, well, you said that, a relationship was going to come in and I didn't find anyone this month. So it's not about that. What it is about is that, because timing is always really, it's kind of like a hit or miss kind of thing when it comes to readings. Because timing is always so different compared to the spiritual realm to the physical reality. It's always off. So what I would say though is that you are on this trajectory or on this path of attracting this kind of energies towards you. So you can take it in that way. So if that's something that you're looking for, where you're wanting to attract a soulmate relationship, or you're wanting to attract people in your life who resonate with you on a soul level, who kind of are this mirror to your authentic self, then keep going, because this is kind of what you're calling in. So you can see it that way as well. So don't worry about if things really happen right away or not, because it's not really about that yet. And then we have the 10 of Air clarifying that, which is really interesting because I feel like you are really ending a very, very stressful period of like a very stressful chapter in your love life, almost, is what I'm seeing. There could be something where there might have been some patterns that have just kept happening in your love life or in your relationships. If we want to generalize it, we can say in relationships, like let's say for the last decade or 2 decades, you have been, this is the kind of friendship you always attract, or these are kind of the relationships that you always attract. Like this is just what keeps happening over and over and over again. And so what's happening now is through this massive transformation, and as you heal through a lot of these deeper wounds that you have, what's happening is that those patterns are starting to end. And so they no longer are serving a purpose because you've already gone through the lessons that you needed to learn from that. And I think that's what's part of this month as well, is to having the illumination or the awareness of what those patterns were trying to teach you. What were they trying to uncover within you? So that's also part of the awakening. That's part of the insight that we're having into ourselves, is that, okay, the reason I keep attracting these kinds of relationships is because I have this wound. It's because I keep thinking this about myself, or this is what I believe about myself, or I keep doing this one thing and that's why it keeps happening. So I need to have the courage to do something different. So, kind of step away from those patterns that we always have. And that's a courageous thing, because when we're addicted or attached to something, like a certain pattern or a habit, it's very hard to break away from that if that's all we know, especially if we feel like that's what our survival skill has been. So this is about you stepping out of survival and into more of a thriving state. And so to step out of that survival takes a little bit of time, because it takes some time to wrap your mind around the fact that, whatever I've been doing hasn't been working. So I need to do something different. And that's what the 10 of Air is saying, is that we're going to end these patterns because they don't need to be there anymore. You don't need to keep engaging in some past behaviors or things that just are no longer, they're not yielding the results that you want. You're going to butt up against some resistance here. You're going to butt up against some, things that come up from your past. It's not going to feel so great, but if we can face them courageously and take a look at them, then they can gently take, or, maybe not so gently, but take their exit out so something better can come in for you. Look at this. Beautiful. Ace of Water. So a lot of opportunities for new relationships and a lot of emotional fulfillment. It really feels like you're going through a cleansing and a purifying of the heart space. This is going to be really beautiful for you, Scorpio, because you're entering into like a brand new phase in your life that's going to be completely different from all the heartache, is what I'm hearing. So be prepared for, you're being prepared. Be prepared and you're being prepared for some really beautiful experiences in new relationships, and that can be in love, and that can also be in friendships. And you might start to see that you're attracting different kinds of people that you've never really thought that you would ever really be friends with, or you would date, or even marry. So all of that is really changing just the climate of your life, like the people in it, how you carry yourself, the things you choose to go after, the things you say, all of that is starting to change, but it's changing for the better. It's changing. It's more operating from a place of you being healed and evolved, rather than coming from a place of woundedness and feeling like we're always just here to survive and suffer. So it's kind of like you're moving into a timeline of harmony, and that's why it's important to take advantage of this month and the kind of like that opening, the portal opening for you to take a look under the veil, through the veil, to have some clarity and some insights into what's going on, so you can clear it out and put it to rest and close the book and start a different book, right? Okay, let's see what else is coming up here for you, Scorpio. What else do we have coming up for Scorpio in the month of November here? Wow, gorgeous world. Yeah, so again, endings of, I'm sorry if you can hear the drilling. I'm not sure if the mic is picking it up or not, but there's people doing construction next door, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so the World card is... The World card is the endings of some major cycles and some major stages in our life. That's what it is. And you're embarking on this new phase. So you're kind of traveling into this new timeline. So just be patient with yourself. It's going to be a bit of a process, and it's important to take it day by day, and also make sure you rest. That's what I'm hearing, is to make sure you rest. Some of you may be really excited for these new changes and just ready to kind of jump into the next thing. But I think that it's also really important for you to take some time to really, rest and take care of yourself, because that's also part of your transformation, is to really step into a place of self-care and self-love and self-worth, high self-worth. So that's going to really help you to embody the abundance. It's going to help you embody all the gifts that the universe wants to give you. So working on your self-image, working on how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. So have a high abundance mindset. I have actually never heard that before, but that's what I'm hearing. High abundance mindset. So kind of like dream big for yourself is what I'm hearing with the King of Earth. Dream big, dream long term. Don't just kind of be like this, okay, I'll just ask for this because that seems like it's enough for me. No, I mean, what is it that you really want? I mean, and it doesn't have to be just money. It can be anything. Like how do you define abundance in your life? And don't be afraid to ask for, what you really want. Don't just think that like I'm going to just settle here. Because again, we like to be the wallflowers and we like to be unnoticed and just ask for like the little bit. But no, it's more than that. This is about long-term sustainability. This is about long-term abundance. This is also generational wealth. This is also I'm also hearing like being given the abundance that is owed to you. Some of you may feel like there has been a withholding of some kind of abundance from you, something that's rightfully yours or something that is meant for you. And so it's almost like it's been withheld because we needed to work through, Spirit wanted you to work through some things before this came in. And so it's kind of like doing that shadow work or that clearing away helps us to open ourselves up, and then spirit can see that, and the universe will bring in what it's been holding on to for you. It's like, okay, we're going to hold on to this. You do this work that we need you to do. And then when we feel like you're in alignment with it, of receiving it, then it will come to you. So I kind of feel like you are getting into alignment now to receive that abundance. So lots of abundance coming in for you with that King of Earth. Okay, what else can we know about the world and King of Earth for Scorpio? Wow, oh my gosh. Okay, so some of you may get some opportunities for traveling. Some of you may get an opportunity to travel around the world is what I'm seeing. So some of you literally may be moving countries. You may be going to a different place, a different country, just something really different. And if it's not a different country, then it just feels like the culture or something about the environment is really different. Like it's not the same. But yeah, you may be getting some opportunities for travel here. There's something here about what I'm seeing is like you're kind of weighing between two things. You're trying to decide between two things. But what I'm seeing is one looks a lot better than the other one. The other one may be something that you're kind of holding on to just because it's there, or it's something that you're committed to, or something that that's what you're used to. But then there's like this new shiny opportunity that you really have your sights set on. And it may require travel because we also have the Six of Air here. So the Six of Air is the movement card out of choppy waters. So there's an opportunity that may come in, like a job opportunity or an offer, something that will something that will give you an opportunity to travel or to move out of some kind of situation that you're in that doesn't feel good, that feels very disempowering, and it feels very like just not in alignment or resonant with who you're becoming. And so what I have to say about this is that it may not necessarily come in like the second week of November or even in the month of November. I'm feeling like it might, but don't lose hope is what I'm hearing. Is if it doesn't come in right away, what I'm hearing is the more you raise your frequency and vibration, meaning the more you heal, the more you let go of old wounds, it naturally raises your frequency and your vibration. The more you are in good spirits, the more you feel good about yourself, the more you can have gratitude for your life. All of those things raise your frequency and vibration. So when you do that, that is what will naturally attract the right circumstances for you to move you out of something that's not in your frequency anymore. So everything is vibration and energy, right? So it's like it's just it's just how it naturally happens. We gravitate towards the things that start to resonate with us at that frequency, and the things that don't just naturally fall away. So it's almost as if you don't actually really need to do much but to focus on yourself and kind of focusing on where you want to be and work on your energy in order to kind of help bring that energy in. So don't worry about how quickly something comes in, because it will. And I'm not seeing that it's going to take years and years and years. It just may not happen exactly at the time that, this reading is being done. Like you're hearing this in November and you want it to happen like next week. And for some of you, it definitely may happen that way. But if it doesn't, then don't lose heart and don't lose hope. It doesn't mean that it's not coming in. It's just sometimes there needs to be there's a lot of moving pieces. And everything needs to kind of fall into the divine timing and right space in order for it to align perfectly. So in the meantime, as opportunities are on their way, continue to take that time to really raise your frequency and to continue to heal and work on yourself, because you're definitely going to be rewarded for that. So really, really awesome things coming in for you, Scorpio. Powerful reading. Probably the most powerful so far, I think, I'd say. Wow. Okay. The Chariot and the Moon. So yeah, so you're kind of in the void right now. Everything is a little bit unclear and you really don't know where we're going or what we're doing. And that's okay. I don't think you're supposed to. So I hope that's reassuring, is I really don't think you're supposed to know. It is in the moon. It is unknown. And it's okay if you can't figure some things out. But movement is on the way. So, and it's kind of like a surprise almost, is what I'm hearing from the moon card. You're being blessed, and you're being given a lot of gifts, things that you didn't even realize you, like things that you could have never seen coming, is what I'm seeing. But it's all good. It's things that almost like answer to your prayers. And it's almost like, and I feel even a little bit emotional, but saying this, but I think that there are some things that you might have had some wishes towards, or like some prayers sent up, and you kind of feel like they've just been ignored. But they haven't been ignored. It's kind of like just all collected into a basin. And when the time is right, it's like, that's when Spirit wants to just bestow all of those gifts and treasures onto you, and blessings. And one of the blessings I feel like is the movement in the direction that you want to move in. So this could be physical movement, or it could be just the movement of your life, like kind of progressing forward, finding some success, and finding that courage to kind of push yourself forward into the life that you really want. And this is also about claiming and owning it, is what I'm kind of sensing here. So what else do we need to know about the Chariot and the Moon for Scorpio? Chariot and the Moon, Scorpio. My cards do not want to speak. I swear, it really feels like there's something that just doesn't want to be revealed to you yet. 3 of Water. Okay, so this may be something having to do with other people. So maybe some other people are kind of like quickly coming into your life, is what I'm seeing. So maybe some of you may be meeting like some new friends, a soul tribe, an organization, a company, or just some, I'm kind of seeing like a group of people that are going to come in. And then with the 4 of Earth, it could be a chance for some stability and some security, and to be able to increase your finances, is what I'm seeing here. So an opportunity to increase your finances. Yeah, an offering. There's like an offering. So some of you, again, may be getting that job offer, and it's going to require you to move. But it's a bit unknown though. It's kind of like a surprise. With the Moon card, I keep hearing surprise. So there's a kind of like a surprise coming in for you, Scorpio, here. Oh, wow. This is such a beautiful reading. I love this. Okay. Then you have the Star card, which is wishes come true. Yeah. And this is also holding on to hope and faith. So don't lose hope and faith. Don't be careful of the negative thinking, and be careful of the ego thinking, kind of pulling you back down, telling you, let's get back down to reality, is what I'm hearing. So, I mean, yes, there is a place for that. There's a place for kind of being realistic and being grounded, and making sure that we stay in the present moment and not get carried away into our hopes and dreams and, the dreamland. But at the same time, don't allow it to disempower you, or to cause you to lose faith in things, or to stop believing in things. Like for some of you, if you've had bad relationships, don't stop believing in love. If you had, bad friendships, don't use that as an excuse to isolate yourself from people and never have a friend again. So it's like that. Don't use that as a reason to not believe in something better for yourself, because that just becomes really disempowering, and we lose energy that way, and our vibration goes down, and we don't want that. So it's important to stay hopeful. It's important to stay to have that faith, to hold on to that faith, and to surrender. That's part of having that faith, is surrendering to Spirit and something, a higher power, knowing that, there's more, that that maybe we don't have as much control over things as we would like, but maybe sometimes that's a good thing. Okay, clarification for the star card for Scorpio. Okay, so I have to tell a funny story just now. Okay, so I put down the star card, and a whole other bunch of cards fell out. And underneath the star card was the 9 of water. But then I just kind of flipped it over. And then as I was shuffling, I kept hearing, you should have put down the 9 of water. You should put down the 9 of water. And I almost started to look for it. And then I told Spirit, well, I'll just see what the next card shows up. And if you still want me to put down the 9 of water, then I'll put down the 9 of water. And look what popped out was the 9 of water. So, okay. So, I'm sorry, I didn't listen. 9 of water. So this is the card of wishes fulfilled and dreams fulfilled. So you are going to get everything that you want. You can't make this stuff up. This is just really cool. I love this reading. This is amazing. So this is everything that you could possibly want. And this is also, I'm kind of feeling like with the 9 of water, there is something here about being able to have, I'm hearing the word like independence. Okay, I'm hearing the word independence and like being able to really have your own thing where you don't have to depend on other people for anything, you know? And I think that this may be something that many of you are looking to create in your life where, you know, it's not like the circumstances or the outcomes of your life is no longer dependent on how other people react to you or what they can give you. So this is about you getting an opportunity or a chance to live life on your own terms is what I'm seeing with the 9 of water. And I think that that is going to bring in so much happiness, and it's something that you're wishing for. And so that's what's coming in for you. Now, clarifying the cards here is the 4 of water and the 9 of air. So what I would say here is be careful with, again, the negative thinking and the worrying. I'm going to pull one more card here with the 9 of air. So it's going to be, again, kind of like getting out of that headspace and being able to open up our hearts and being able to have that faith and that hope that things are going to happen the way that we need them to happen. With the 9 of air, oftentimes is the card of worries. But in this deck, which I love, is such a beautiful interpretation of the 9 of air, is to not allow all those worries, like she's, you know, all those birds are kind of chaotically circling around her, but she is keeping her balance. She is keeping her her center, and she's not letting it she's not letting it knock her off balance, all of this chaotic energy around her. So this card is about detachment from the overthinking mind, and also detachment from external, like I said before, people kind of coming in and trying to disempower you and trying to knock you off your pedestal. So I'm seeing here you, Scorpio, being very strong and very determined to hold on to what you believe is meant for you and what you believe is right for you, and determined to create that for yourself and not allow disempowering energy to enter into your sphere. It may come in and you may feel it and you may notice it and see it, but I see you kind of just watching it, letting it be there, or, you know, just kind of shooing it away and returning back to who you know you are. 4 of water, I'm also seeing you not really, with the 4 of water, I'm seeing you kind of being very discerning about who you allow into your emotional space. So you're being kind of reserved in that way. I think that there may be some people around you that you don't really trust. There may be some people around you that you don't really feel too comfortable being that open with. So I'm seeing you kind of just being really keeping to yourself and holding strong to your goals and your dreams. Like you're just kind of laser focused on that because that's what you want to create for yourself. So there's something here. I kind of feel like with the 4 of water and the 9 of air, there's something here about external distractions or irritations or annoyances that may come in, and it'll be something for you to simply observe, notice, and act accordingly based off of your intuition and what you feel, because you're a very intuitive sign and you know what's right for you. So listening to those impulses and those intuitive hits based off of who's around you is going to keep you centered, balanced, and not really too concerned about other people and how they, what they think of you. So that's going to be, that's going to serve you well this month as well, because that may come in for you. You may kind of encounter people that are just, that kind of get in your head or under your skin. And, but I think that it kind of feels like you're in a space where you know what to do when that kind of comes in, because we're not perfect. We're still human, and these things do affect us. So it's just a matter of coming back to our center and coming back to our balance and disengaging or detaching whenever we kind of feel ourselves getting caught up with that energy there. Let me pick one more for that, because I just want to clarify the 4 of water and the 9 of air. What should Scorpio do about the 4 of water and 9 of air? What does Scorpio need to know about the 4 of water and 9 of air for the month of November? Thank you. I love it. Okay. So we have the 10 of fire. So this is about putting all of that to rest. All of these things that have always kind of knocked you off or kind of disempowered you or kind of caused destruction, I feel like you're choosing to just let it all go. You're choosing to finally burn it down. You're choosing to take your power back. You're choosing to not allow it to play such a significant role in your life. And then we have also the Ace of Fire, which is a new beginning, new ideas, and really having that creative spark. It's almost as if you detaching from your worries, you detaching from really distracting or intrusive energies outside of you is going to it's going to replenish your energy, because your energy could have been going, like if you think about it, if your energy is going towards a people or situations that are very depleting, but then you take that energy back, you're going to feel a resurgence in energy within yourself that you can actually put towards something else. So you may find that as you detach from toxic people or people who are, really take a toll on you or on your worries or anything like that, when you kind of start to pull back your energy from those individuals, that you'll find that your energy levels are actually going up and you have more ideas, your creativity is going up. There may be a firing up of the sacral chakra, which is our center for creativity and being able to create the life that we want. So really tuning into that is going to help you to start manifesting. It's going to give you energy to kind of carry through all of the things that you want to do. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So yeah, just kind of be aware of just, those kinds of people, and just listen to your instincts. And you don't have to be really, I'm not seeing you fighting with anyone, and I'm not seeing you being angry, actually, which is kind of surprising, because sometimes Scorpios can, once that anger is triggered, it's like, it's difficult sometimes for us to kind of balance it. I'm not seeing anger. I'm seeing just you simply noticing that certain people tend to give you this feeling or this experience, and you disengaging from it and taking your energy back. Because when we also kind of put that anger or that intense energy towards it, that also is kind of giving our power away. We're giving our energy to it when it don't need to. We can kind of hone back and preserve our energy. It's not worth the effort. It's just not worth it. So just kind of pull back a bit there, and you'll find yourself replenished, and you can use that energy for something more productive. So really beautiful here. I also feel like you have I feel like you definitely have new beginnings in relationships here at the bottom of the deck with the Page of Water. I feel like you have a lot of opportunities for meeting new people. And I think that you will also, I kind of feel like with the Page of Water, I'm also kind of sensing that you're learning a new way to do something, or you're learning a new way to be, is what I'm hearing. It's kind of like you have this new start or this new beginning in terms of how you relate to people or how you relate to yourself and your life. So it kind of feels like there's this new beginning also in relationships as well. So there's something there with that where it's kind of like you're learning a different way, or it's just changing from how you've always done something in terms of living from your heart, which is really beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's go into some oracle cards here for you, Scorpio, for the month of November. Okay, what's a challenge for Scorpio this month? What will Scorpio be challenged with for the month of November? A challenge card for Scorpio for the month of November. Challenge card for, oh wow, okay. Interesting. Okay, I think I know what this is about. Okay, so voyage. This is in your challenge position. So voyage, truth, and community. So, you may struggle with being honest about what you really want. Because I kind of feel like if there is an opportunity that comes in for you where you have to travel, and it may be something that involves other people. So it could be like a positive thing, like a positive thing that's coming in for you. But the thing is that you may have obligations or things that are kind of you're stuck to, or something that you don't want to let go of, like an old way of life, or maybe you have something that's just there and you don't know how to like let it go. So there's something here about being really honest with yourself and being honest with other people, or just kind of coming out with it. So that may be something that you're challenged to do. There may be something that's kind of sudden, that happens, but in a good way, just kind of something that really requires you to go somewhere. Yeah, I'm really kind of feeling like you're going to be traveling or going somewhere. You may be even moving. And it has something to do with meeting up with like people, or kind of connecting with like a group of people or some kind of community. Whenever I see this card, this community card, I always think of like a tribe of people who come together and do like some kind of like group, like work together. I always think that when I think of community, or this particular card. And I'm hearing like-minded souls, but very unique in their own gifts and specialties and talents, and kind of like you being a part of something like that. I feel like Gemini had a similar message to that as well. And so there's something here about, maybe some opportunity comes in and then you kind of have to like sit with it for a second and be very honest with yourself about what you want. So the truth, I feel like, is going to be a little bit difficult for you this month, in terms of, not that you don't know your truth, but you may have to like say it, or like tell someone, or, just be really honest about something, because that it could really change things. It's going to change. I can feel it. It's a bit like a heavier energy there. So that might be a challenge for some of you Scorpios. Okay. Let's do, what can Scorpio look forward to? Okay, beautiful. Wisdom and abundance. Gorgeous. I love that. So some of you could also be sharing your wisdom, or some of you could be really using your wisdom in some form or another to create your abundance, is what I kind of feel like. There's something linked with your wisdom and abundance. There's also something here about learning what you have known, like something that you've learned, like lessons you've learned from the past, on how to navigate something going forward that could lead to your abundance. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you sharing your wisdom, but you're utilizing your wisdom from the lessons you have learned from your past to start something else, or start something new, or kind of start something something again, but kind of doing it differently now because you know better now. Like you've kind of tried, like for example, if you did a business and you kind of did it one way the first time around and you learned all these lessons, and maybe you're kind of restarting it, or you're reopening something, but you're going to do it differently this time around because you have learned a lot and you're like a different person now. So, and from being able to kind of bring in those lessons is going to really yield the abundance, because it's, kind of coming from this refined place, like, the ins and outs and what to do and what not to do. So I kind of felt two different messages there. I also hear that with the wisdom card, that as you're kind of doing some kind of work, or it's like you're venturing into new territories. Yeah, okay. You're venturing into new territories in terms of work. And that is going to yield a lot of abundance. And it's going to be something that you are like discovering something you never even knew existed. Like, I had no idea this was here, or I had no idea something like this even existed on Earth, like just, you may like come across something just really new, or be introduced to like maybe like an organization or something that's really new. But it's like a perfect fit. Like you just fit really well there. And super abundant and great opportunities, but it's just like, it's almost like how did I not even think of this? Or how did I had no idea. There's like this, I had no idea energy to it. So, but it's like, and I had no idea to it because you fit so perfectly there. It's like, if I knew about this, I would have looked at this sooner, but everything is in divine timing, right? So yeah, there's something really cool coming in for you. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, let's do a couple more. I don't know why I put the community card there. Let's do a couple more guidance cards here. Okay, another guidance card for Scorpio for the month of November. All that glitters. Okay, so and imagine. Okay. With all the glitters card, what I'm hearing is that something may not be, or I kind of feel like you already know this, but maybe not. I feel like you are starting to come into some realization that something is not what you thought it was with the all that glitters card. Like slowly the masks are coming off, or the reality of something is coming off, or just your perspective, or how you always saw something, or maybe how you convinced yourself something was. It's starting to, like the facade is starting to fade. And you're starting to see something for what it really is. And I'm being drawn to the truth card again here. And now I'm a little dizzy. Interesting. And nauseous. Wow. Okay. So there's something here that may kind of like, the more you see the reality of something, like this could be like a person in your life, you're just kind of, or some kind of dynamic that you always thought it was something else. And it's like, it was an illusion. And so it's almost as if as the masks keep coming off, you really start to see some kind of relationship or some kind of dynamic for really what it is. And so there is more stepping into this truth of what something is. And that's going to take some time for you to, like, I see you kind of taking some time to process it, but I feel like you're already doing that. I feel like that's already happening. I feel like that kind of started in October for a lot of you. And it's just going to kind of continue. But I am hearing that it will get easier. It will get a little bit, because, you're kind of taking that time to really, at some point it'll start to really just be like, you'll be able to accept it. You'll be able to accept something for what it is. But I think at the beginning, when there's this initial awakening or revelation or reveal of what something really is, or who someone really is, it kind of catches us off guard. So as the masks come off, we also realize that, it's just, it was just like almost like an illusion. But then we have the Imagine card here. And I kind of feel like you are being encouraged to continue to imagine, something new for yourself. Because I feel like if we stay connected to the All That Glitters card, this kind of feels like something from the past. So something we're perhaps still attached to, or something that we're still, involved in, but we know that it's starting to kind of morph and change and maybe even take a leave or an exit. But I kind of feel like you're being encouraged by Spirit to really put something down. Like, even if it's something you can't really physically walk away from, or like make some drastic choice right away, I'm seeing that there might be something here where it's important for you to take your time with it. Like, I'm also hearing like when you make decisions going forward and from now on, just like really make sure that you are you are right inside. Like you are centered, you're good, you can do this, you have, everything you need in order for you to kind of move forward. Even if it's a little bit scary, but in all, it's like, okay, no, I know I got this, I just kind of have to do it. But if not, then kind of just like take your time with it. Let the truth reveal itself for what it really is, because in the beginning we may think something and then something changes and then we're like, oh, never mind. I didn't really think, you know what I mean? So it almost kind of feels like there's this disillusionment from that All That Glitters card. So it's kind of like being really sure or really careful with what kind of conclusions we're coming to. So that's going to be important for you to, based off of what decisions you make going down the road. So with the Imagine card, however, it's I am hearing from Spirit, you're being encouraged to make sure you hold on to those dreams, that you hold on to a vision for what you have for your life going forward. And so kind of put your energy and focus there. And then we have the Extremes card here. So you may kind of find that you're up and down a bit this month, because you're kind of really, you're transitioning. I mean, you're going through the fire and you're going through a really big healing period. So you may find that some days you're really excited and you're really happy and you have all these ideas, and the next day you feel super discouraged and like, I'm going to throw in the towel and I don't care and I'm just going to stay where I am, and that's that. So just kind of like just be observant of that behavior, be observant of those up and down of your energies, because I'm hearing like it's not going to last long, but you are going through growth, and they're telling me to put this card down too. You're going through the growth, and you're going through some major changes here. And so it's just kind of like ride the wave there, but don't make any like sudden choices or decisions, take your time with it and let things play out the way they need to play out. And I kind of feel like you'll know, I'm being guided to say that you'll know when it's the right time for something. You'll know. It'll be clear. So there's no need to like rush something. Again, remember I said it's not going to pass you by if it's meant for you. It's not, you don't miss opportunities that are destined for you. That's what I believe. Okay. One more card here from the angels. What do the angels have to say for Scorpio this month of November? Intention. Yeah. So being very clear about your intentions and putting that energy towards putting that energy towards what you want, not what you don't want. So I'm hearing with the intention card is to focus on, not on your fears, but focusing on what you want to create. Let's pick one more angel card for Scorpio. What else does Scorpio need to know for the month of November? Power. Yeah, beautiful. And I love that because I'm pretty sure I said that in the beginning when the Courage card came out here, that it was either going to be power or courage. But so you have both. Yeah. So you're really stepping into your power here. And you're kind of facing all the things that you that you might have given your power away to. And you may be seeing that clearly this month where, I allowed myself, or I like kind of like, and not in a self-blaming way, but in a way where you're just kind of reflecting and looking at something and you're kind of like, okay, I can see how when, that could have caused me to feel like I was giving my power away. So, I need to kind of go back and heal those wounds because I didn't have to do that. Like I can take that power back, and so, we can kind of look and see where in our life or with whom we tend to give our power away without realizing it. And so, and what kind of behaviors we tend to engage in that does that on a unconscious level or on a subconscious level, like where we don't realize we're doing that, but we've always kind of felt like something is off there. So kind of recalibrating and rebalancing that and taking our power back is going to be really important. There may be something here about telling the truth that really helps to take your power back as well. Yeah, I kind of feel like there's some kind of like truth or some kind of like thing that you're going to have to say or you're going to have to do at some point that will require you to be courageous. But at the same time, it's like for your own growth, it's like for you. And it's not going to be, and it's just a matter of dealing with people who don't agree, or people who just see it in a different way. And sometimes we're kind of alone in that. Like we have to be able to support ourselves emotionally when we're kind of having to make some courageous choice because they don't see it the way we see it. So that may require us to really step into our power, but I feel like you're going to do that. I really do. I feel like you're going to be, you're not going to, I'm seeing like you're kind of preparing yourself to, part of that inner work sometimes also comes with being able to not take on other people's projections of us. Like you may be able to see it from a perspective of, I'm not, so I know what I want and I know that I'm doing the right thing. And they may not see that, and that's okay. I don't have to take on their perspective. So there's almost like a detachment from maybe the disapproval of other people there. So those are maybe some things that some things that may come up, or it may be even fears that come up for you. Like if I do this, or if I kind of go this way, then what are these people going to think? And how am I going to react to it? And, maybe I need to kind of like prime myself for it now. But as you grow stronger in your confidence and in your and in yourself, like as you start to embody, because you really are going through a transformation. And I feel like by the end of that transformation, you'll have such a strong sense of identity and confidence that you can kind of be able to handle really what comes your way, and maybe some of the other things that people say or what they think. It's not going to really matter too much as long as you are staying within integrity of yourself. So powerful, powerful month, Scorpio. This is beautiful. I'm really excited to see what December and 2022 has in store for you, because I just think that it's going to be transformational. So beautiful month. I hope you have a wonderful birthday this month. I hope you're enjoying your season. And thank you so much for tuning in. If this reading resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as it's really helpful for the channel and helps it to grow as well. And I will see you for next month. Bye, Scorpio.